Hello students and families. We started our reading unit, and in this video I'm going to go over our Reading Identity digital interactive notebook. So stay tuned. On September 29th, we assigned every student in our language arts class this digital interactive notebook for reading. We went over the slides that they had to complete, and we added another class to their Google Classroom. That class is called Reading Challenge. Our first assignment is titled Reading Identity DIN. Because this unit is projected to be completed on November 9th, students need access until then, therefore they do not need to submit it. So in Google Classroom, teachers will put due dates for specific slides, and teachers will go into those notebooks to check for completion. This is the assignment for the week of September 28th. The instructions are listed, and one of the things they need to do is type their name. They need to complete slides 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, and 27. Don't worry, I'll go over it and show you exactly what that is. Although it looks like a lot, it really isn't. Then they need to go into Epic and find some books. We've created a digital library using Epic. On Epic, teachers can see the amount of time students spend on reading. There's also audios, and they're also free. Okay, let's get into the slides that are due. This is slide 1. All they have to do is type their name and class. Slide 2 is also due. All they have to do is read it. There's nothing to do here. For slide 3, go into our Epic Digital Library, select as many books as you want to read, at least 25, for the rest of the school year. List the information on every row on the list. Parents, students, you don't need to read 25 books, but you're giving yourself options to read or abandon these books, and that's what that last column is. Did you like it? Do you want to finish it? If so, finish it. If not, abandon it. Go on to the next one. You have a lot to choose from. You're not committed to these 25 only. You can always add to this list, and you don't have to read every single one, but you're giving yourself options. On this page, you're going to browse our digital library, put as many books as you want that you're curious about, title, author, genre, and then that last column is for you to fill out when you touch that book, when you open it, and let us know whether you read it or abandoned it. You won't complete that row until you've actually read or decided that it's not the book for you. And that is slide 3. There's multiple slides for this list. Slides 3, 4, and 5 are identical. So is slide 6. Slide 7 is just a divider. This is one of the slides listed in Google Classroom. Again, it's just a divider, nothing to do here. Slide 8 and 9 are instructions on how to complete the purple section of this digital interactive notebook. If you want to fast forward through these instructions, you can do so. Otherwise, I'm going to go over them right now. Welcome to the 6th grade reading challenge. In 6th grade, you're expected to challenge yourself as a reader. You should expect to read at least 25 books this year. If you already know you will read at least 25 books, you can get a higher goal. If that makes you nervous, don't worry. We're here to support you, and books can be counted in many different ways. Here are books. How are books counted? Books with more than 300 pages count as 2 books. Books with more than 500 pages count as 3 books. More than 800, see your teacher. Audios and graphic novels count as well. Books can also count as more if they're in a different language than your home language, have harder vocabulary than you typically need, are a new genre or format for you, or pose some other challenge. Further details, your first goal will be for the first 6 weeks of school. When you meet your goal, set a new one. This is meant to challenge you as a reader, so find a goal that makes sense to you. Setting a goal. While how much you read is important, so are developing your individual reading habits. So what might be a great reading challenge for you? You could either, 1, read longer books than you normally do. If so, what is your typical range of pages? You can try new genres if you wish. Try new formats of books if you wish. Read harder vocabulary books. Start to actually read or grow your like of reading. Compare and contrast text in the same genre. Read beyond your own personal experience. Read more books that mirror your own experience. Slow down your reading to take in more details. And what else can you think of? How do you record your books? We will record this in our weekly reading data. Other details: you pick your books you want to read, you have until the end of the year, and you are only competing against yourself as a reader. So parents and students, here's an example of my goal 1. For goal 1, remember this is the first goal for the first 6 weeks. The dates of this goal for everyone is September 29th to November 10th. And these are my goals for the next 6 weeks. I want to read and listen to a book every day, including weekends, for 30 minutes. My goal is to read more fantasy fiction because I don't really like it, but my students do, so I want to be able to relate to them. I want to finish all the books I start reading, and I want to use my comfy reading area to read. And I chose this goal because number 1, I stopped reading because I didn't have time and I was too busy with work. I chose this goal because I can't relate and want to know why my students enjoy fantasy fiction so much. Maybe I will too. I chose this goal because I have 3 unfinished books. Actually, I have more, and I'd like to know what happened in the end. And why do I want to use my comfy area? Because it was expensive to make. Now, that's goal 1 for the next 6 weeks. They had to complete this slide as well, slide 9 and 10. This is slide 11. On this slide, they need to reflect on what they need to do in order to meet their first goal for the first 6 weeks. I already filled mine out. I need to pick a book that's interesting to me. I need to start a short book first. I need to get a timer, and I need to close the door and get comfortable. Now, this is my goal. These are just examples of how it could be completed. And then I also go on and explain how I can get support from my community. I have to let everyone in my home know that I need 30 minutes of quiet time. My dogs need to stay outside of my room. The television needs to be at the low volume, and I need bandwidth for some digital books. So maybe it's not a good time for my sons or my husband to stream some Netflix on every device they have and have the TV on. And then maybe ask them not to disturb me, or just let them know that I need 30 minutes of quiet time. The next slide they have to complete is slide 13. This is a questionnaire about themselves and their experience in the past, and I'm fixing some of the words there. They need to complete this one by October 1st, also slide 14, and then the last thing that they need to do, and this is what we're going to be grading every week, is slide 37. On page 37 is what they need to do on a weekly basis. This is what I'll be checking, along with anything that was assigned in this notebook. There are already dates labeled for every row. Students can add titles of books that they read that week. Did they finish it? How much did they read total? And Epic actually gives them the amount of time they read. And then they're going to put how many challenge points they accomplished. Those challenge points are on a slide that we already discussed, and that would be on slide 9, these challenge goals. They can also use these challenge goals that they wrote for themselves for goal 1. And that's it for our first week with our new reading identity notebook, which is the reading challenge class. I hope that helped. This is a long video. If you have any questions, please message your language arts teacher. Have a great week, parents.